I just remembered another Valentine's Day memory. Um, 4 years ago, I had gone out with another girl over Valentine's Day, and we had known each other for a year at this point. And finally, she had mentioned that maybe I should meet up with her parents. And at the time, I treated her parents almost like future in laws. And aside from worrying that they would reject me, I had an even bigger worry. And I'll let you pause the video to think about what that other bigger worry is, and then I'll discuss. So, I live in Seattle, and my parents live in the East Coast. And I used to go home a lot more often than I do nowadays. And there's a big reason for that. Every time I go home to my mom, she has a habit of liking to clean up after me, right? I go take a shower. She can't stand 2 pieces of laundry, and she'll wash it. And then she'll complain that I don't do my laundry and all that. And so aside from hearing her complain all the time, it makes me feel like a loser. You know, to hear somebody constantly say that you don't like to do your laundry and you make a mess and you damage the car or whatever, you know, or every time they let me borrow their car, I've learned the hard way not to borrow their car because they seem to have a bad memory about the condition of their car before I take it. Actually earlier this year I got into another argument with my mom because she wanted to give me a car. She thinks the car that I'm driving is not any good or whatever the case is. And I'm hesitating on doing that because the car I'm driving right now works perfectly. It's giving me a lot of good luck. And I sometimes maybe I get a little bit superstitious. But to constantly hear that you're a loser, you drive a loser car, really hurts my self-esteem, if you will. And I actually hope that my future in-laws would reject me more than treat me like a loser or make me feel like a loser. And that was my number one fear when I first stepped into their home. And I went in, and I didn't get either of those negative connotations, although they were very rushed in the relationship. You know, I tend to look for a life partner. Other people tend to look at me as immediate, you know, starting a family and stuff like that. I'm looking for somebody that I can enjoy my hobbies with, and unfortunately, that doesn't seem that most girls who look at me don't treat me that way. So we ended up breaking up a few months after that. What had happened was that she had accused me of seeing another girl because I had spent so much time away from her. I was actually in the middle of writing a computer game. This was 2016. That summer, we had a computer game conference in Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is very big on checkers, and I was trying to write a checkers game, and ever since then we've held our conferences in Taiwan, which is not nearly as big on any of those games. We were busy with that, and she accused me of seeing another girl, and I told her, yeah, the other girl was my computer games. I remember saying that word, that phrase actually. Yeah, the other girl was the computer game. She didn't believe me. So I stormed out of their home. She was living with her parents. And I stormed out of their home, and I got very lost. I jumped into my car. I was driving a Honda Accord at the time. I jumped into the car, and I raced away. And before I knew it, I didn't know what the place was called, but it was in Ellensburg. Actually, it was a little bit east of Ellensburg, in a small village called Vantage. And there's this rest stop where you can park your car, and very dark skies. And I distinctly remember the moon was out the first half of the night, so it must have been a waning moon. And then I saw several planets. Judging by the situation that day, now look in retrospect, it was Jupiter and Saturn. And then at the very end, at the tail end of the night, I saw the Milky Way. And so it's a good memory. The thing is, I wish I could have enjoyed the breakup as it was happening. I only enjoy it as a memory now looking back. It makes me want to think about what today is a memory that I'm not really enjoying at the moment. But it was very good. It was very good. I was so pleased I didn't feel like a loser. That was my number one fear when I went to see my ex-future in-laws, you know. my current future in-laws also don't make me feel like a loser. They don't accept me nearly as much as the other ones, but I think we're good. And I just don't want to make feel like a loser. That's all. Thanks for watching.